welcome back to Ninjago News TV. Today we're back for a follow-up to the characters who should be minifigures part 3, and we're doing locations and other things that should be sets part 3. So, the criteria is it just has to be anything from the show that has not yet been made into a set. I'll be talking about what minifigures I would pair along with the sets and how expensive they'd be. So let's get started. So, first up we have the Battle Wagon, a new vehicle from Season 9, and it doesn't surprise me that they didn't make this a set. Of course, they have the diesel mod already, which is very similar to the Battle Wagon in terms of design and mechanics, but I still think this would make a pretty awesome set. If it were up to me, the Battle Wagon would probably be priced around maybe $90 US. It would be kind of similar to the diesel mod size, but maybe not as big. Now, I would include Nia, Lloyd, Dareth, and possibly Skylar. Since it is a $90 set, I think I'd probably include Skylar in this. And if it were up to me, I'd also have the top of the vehicle be able to open up like a trapdoor kind of, so you can put the minifigures in, kind of like a cockpit area. And then, of course, there are also stud shooters on the top, similar to the ones used in the Ninja Nightcrawler. Those are some features that I'd utilize to make this really be an interesting set. Then, of course, it would use rubber treads, kind of similar to the way the Garmatron used it. But yeah, I'd overall love to see this be made a set. Next is another Season 9 edition. I'd like to see more Dragon Hunter vehicles. We did get the diesel mod and the helicopter that came in the Firstborn Dragon set, but that's about it. And there were definitely more vehicles we got to see used in the show. There were those buggy-like vehicles, the four-wheelers. I thought those were pretty interesting, and I'd love to see those made into sets also. That is mainly what I'm talking about here. If it were up to me, I'd have them priced at $25, and they'd include other Dragon Hunters. In the minifigures that should exist video, I mentioned other Dragon Hunters with new torso printing. I would include those in a Dragon Hunter buggy set. And another thing I'd like to see is more of the dragons in Season 9 made into sets. We did get an Ice Dragon polybag, but I don't personally count that. And yeah, when I'm talking about more dragons, I mean the Wind Dragon, the Ice Dragon, and the Fire Dragon. I'd love to see them all made into sets. They do have really cool designs. I especially love the Ice Dragon's new design. I really love that combo of black and kind of ice-colored. And I'd love to see that made into a set. I'd price these all at $40 US, and have them to be a similar size as the Stormbringer. I love the idea of the spring-loaded shooter mouth. And if it were up to me, I'd include Kai with the Wind and Fire Dragon. Obviously for the Fire Dragon and the Wind Dragon, because he did share that special bond in, episode 88. And then obviously Zane for the Ice Dragon. So next up we have Machia's Airship from Season 7. Again, doesn't surprise me that this wasn't made, given that we had just gotten the Raid Zeppelin in the previous season, which is a pretty similar set in some ways. But I'd really like to see Machia's Airship made, because it does have different mechanics. For instance, it has a gigantic, fan thing, and the seat that Machia is sitting on in this image. Both of those are really interesting dynamics. And there's also a big sail, I think. So, yeah, I'd love to see this get made into a set. I'd price it around $25, and I'd include Machia and a Ninja, maybe. But, yeah, I feel like this is definitely different enough from the Raid Zeppelin in order to get its own set. And next up, we have Steep Wisdom from Season 5, and the design of this is really cool. I'd make this set by probably having those 3 buildings and that little archway at the front. Definitely the main building. I'm not sure about the other ones, maybe on second thought. But yeah, I'd definitely love to see this get made. Now, as for the minifigures, I would try to recreate the scene in episode 45 where Moro attacks Steep Wisdom. So I'd include the Evil Green Ninja, Wu in the robes he wears in the Temple of Airjitsu set, the retirement robes, and also maybe one ninja, and I'd price this for around $50. I think this would be a kind of nice monastery-like set to get, kind of similar to Garmadon's monastery, but a little smaller, and I'd really like to see this get made. So next we have the pre-modern Misfortune's Keep. Basically Misfortune's Keep before it was turned into a parking garage with wings. So I'd really like to see this get made. It's a lot like the Dusty's Bounty in some ways, but bigger and definitely better. There are a lot more sails, as you can see, just from the sole image, and it's a lot bigger, especially in the back. So I would probably price this at, I don't know, maybe even over $100, maybe $120, and you definitely want to see a lot of minifigures for that. Definitely I'd include Nauticon and a handful of Sky Pirates, maybe some of the ones we've already gotten, and then maybe some new designs. Some new Sky Pirate designs would be nice to see also. Now, this ship, definitely, the sails, I'd include all of them, all the sails we see in this image, and there's definitely that really interesting skull piece at the front of the ship, like where the Destiny's Bounty has its dragon head. There's a skull in the Misfortune's Keep, and those 2 skull flags in the back, and overall, the design of this ship is really stunning and should be made a set. So next up we have the Ice Temple, Ice Fortress, or Ice Monastery, whatever you want to call it. I'm not really sure how I would approach this set, given that there's no real structure, but I'd definitely start with those archways, and I might make up my own building here since we hadn't really gotten a clear building in the Ice Monastery before, so I'd probably just make it up myself. You know, it would be nice to see like a monastery kind of shaped structure, except made entirely out of translucent blue pieces. That, I think, would definitely be very cool. I would price the Ice Monastery maybe at $35 and include Zane and Wu. It would also be really interesting to see the Ice Dragon's head mold actually peeking down and the shurikens of ice in there. That would be a very interesting detail to actually include in the set. And last but not least, we have the Mechanical Dragon from Season 9. So the way I see the structure of the set being would be similar to that, what was it? One of the elemental dragons released in Skybound, I think, Coles. It would be kind of small, but it would still be very interesting also. I think definitely the main highlight of this is the headpiece, which is definitely kind of skeletal in a way, but it's still very interesting. I think I might approach this with a totally new mold, maybe, with a hole in it, and a hard piece, actually, a brick-built head, probably, with horns sticking out, kind of like the Firstborn's head mold, except with there being holes where the eye sockets should be. And then as for the rest of it, it would just be very bony, kind of like, whereas you have the Firstborn Dragon where there's a lot of pieces, but this would be pretty minimal, and it would still have some nice details though. The wings would still be pretty cool. I think I'd make them entirely out of bricks, so, you know, because they're mechanical, I wouldn't include any of those spikes that the old dragons had, or the approach that the Firstborn Dragon took. Now, I would price this probably at $20 and include a Child Wu and maybe the Rocky Danger Buff Cole. So yeah, guys, that's just gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share with everyone you know. The next video will be coming on Thursday, and the channel update will definitely be coming on Saturday. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.